Hello, and welcome back to Hoi 4, Equestria, or the Empire of Aquileia, under Vivienne Discret. In today's episode, we continue our conquests of bringing the realm under us. Let's go! Good luck. Just keep pushing over there. You got this. I'll come back to you. And, you have no fun in your faction. Well, that is a very tiny border. I'll come back to you. I'm gonna say my next target is definitely the Zapazian National Republic. There we go. There's the last one. Alright. The Lost Griffish Plantation Systems. As part of the Aquileization of Griffin Martian, the Crown will reward trusted nobles and subjects with agricultural estates in the region. Over time, these will become a nobility of a sort of locals will comprehend, a landowning such, and they'll lead the way in bringing the region closer to the homeland. That's fine, whatever. I'll lower them back down by building stuff in their territory later. Actually, I want to just go ahead and give this all to, like, Miramar. Why not? Alright, gonna just grab up you guys in the middle. Okay. Sure, I guess I'll grab you up. Oh, you there. There we go. Alright. Next, we're going to prepare for this. Get you guys there. Come on, come on, give it over. Give it over. Come on, give it to me. No, no, you won't give it to me? Wow, rude. Give this one to me, maybe? No. Oh, come on, come on. Come on, come on, give it over. Thank you. I suppose I'll try for that one then. Just because, why not? And, yep. Alright, I can establish the EV Confederation, even if, you know, they're pretty tiny at the moment, but they exist now, so that's cool. Alright, now we prepare for that. Everyone get into your places. Yeah, so we have two EVs now. We have the EV Confederation Army and the Vivienne Dominion over here, which they've now formed. I think we all know who the true EV is, you know. And it's definitely mine. Alright. The Tenet's tenacity. Are these fields of gold simply not splendiferous to your eyes, my most trusted Payson friend? The elderly Griffin farmer could do nothing but repress a blast sigh as his new pony landlord, his fancy drab frock coat covering his colorful complexion and even gaudier personality, would once again divagate from the topic of upcoming harvest with his nonsensical Aquilean verbal theatrics. Had the deep wrinkles on his leathered visage and the shadow cast by his straw hat on it not concealed his eye rolling, the equine would have surely noticed it. He thought to himself silently as he leaned back against the engine block of the tractor. Well, yes, they are, Monsignor, but maybe now is the time to talk about the harvest, the Griffin asked, in characteristically gruff voice, only to be answered by his lord's waving hoof of expected dismissal right up in his face. You know the quotas, and so do I, Jeremy, and my most capable overseer, associate, shall in fact arrive tomorrow morning to ensure that everyone and everything is in good working order during my regretful, lengthy absences. Speaking of, as awed by my plantations produced as I am, I must unfortunately take my leave at once, for I have a train to Old Wingberg to embark on it by nightfall, the pony said, before swiftly tipping his boater and scurrying off down the beaten dirt path, rapidly disappearing over the clear blue horizon. The old farmer finally breathed out an exasperated sigh. From a proud and free peasant to the hireling of some novice rich pony landowner. How dispiriting. He shook his head, adjusting his straw hat before smiling meekly to himself. At least his employer was not leering from behind his back day and night, just some lesser supervisor, hopefully a kind one. Yeah, hopefully. Maintain the land tags. While Her Majesty rules supreme, she has no issue with preserving the local heritage parliaments. While they will respond to her and will be mindful of the privileges of the nobility, she welcomes a monarchy of self-governance. Yes, of course. You may have a little. Just a little. But a little. The River Federation's gonna be a difficult one to crack, but we'll deal with them in time. Everyone join on in. It's time to push in. Bring them under the correct form of governance. The Aquilian Eagle. An empire like Aquileia cannot rely on the idols imposed on us by Hersland. It is time to mint a new currency which we will be able to control. Conveniently, we can make sure that the savings of the old Hersish elite is undercut, while imposing this as well. Yes, of course. We must get them up to phase 3 now. The final phase that we need. Do you guys please turn around and deal with them first? Because I don't want to just leave a few random troops just sitting there for no reason. Other than dumb AI. Sure. We have Race for the Bomb now. We have taken it upon ourselves to be the first nation to successfully deploy an atomic weapon. Except I, honestly, don't really care, but, you know. The Achurian Order calls for help. We have been visited by a messenger griffin for the Achurian Order, claiming to be under siege from skeletons and zombies. These bold claims backed up by words alone. The messenger cannot provide the evidence of such warrants. Do we answer their call for aid? We do not know how legitimate these claims are, but failing to help could lead to our demise if we do not aid their cause. I suppose we'll at least send them weapons. Idols to Aegis. This is absurd, the griffin bellowed, straight to Galleon's face, leaving her leaning back a little in her seat behind the counter. Thankfully, she had iron bars between him and her, but that didn't mean she didn't feel a few droplets of spit as well. Do you... Excuse me. Do you Aquilians not have basic maths? He continued, pointing at her. Look, 2 weeks ago I could buy a loaf of bread for 2 idols. And what does a loaf of bread cost you in Aegis? It wouldn't be 2 idols, would it? So what's this all about? Please, sir, there are others who want to convert their money as well. Colleen said, trying to get him to exchange the money. What did she expect him to do? And you expect me to accept that? The griffin continued. 3 idols per eggle? You're driving the entire Hersland into poverty. Is that your queen's scheme? If she can't compete with the Hersland and wealth, she'll scam them out of their money. Galeen flinched a little as the enraged Griffin stomped closer and closer to landing himself in some really hot water. Sir, I cannot set the conversion rate, and I am sorry that this is tough for you. All I can do is exchange the money. The Griffin wasn't very placated by this, and was the first when a constable came up by the window and asked if there was a problem, that he felt quiet. Silently fuming, he slammed an envelope of idols in front of her, and she briskly exchanged it for eagles. The constable didn't leave, instead staying by the window as the next Heartslander came up to exchange their money. Galeen was grateful for this. That Griffin hadn't been the first angered by the wrath, and he wouldn't be the last. This is unfair. Look, it's, I don't know. We're doing it, though, so get over yourself, please. Thank you. Refurbish the Heartslander shipyards. There's plenty of shipyard expertise in the newly integrated territories, though many of the dockyards have been criminally underfunded in the last decades. To ensure that Aquileia's might may be projected overseas, these dockyards will be put back into working order. I mean, I've already been kind of working on that. And there we go. There you go, my puppet. I'm glad to see you expanded. And that's going to be my next target. Yeah, you're up to 30. That's pretty good. All right. Next up, more war. Oh, they're allied with nations over here. That's annoying. Well, soon enough it's gonna be naval invasion time, so, you know. Oh well. It's why I've been building all these ships, so. You know, I've got them for a reason. Control the institutions. Featherisa is home to many institutions whose roots spread deeply through the system. Outright shutting them down would cause chaos, so instead we must ensure they are carefully monitored by Her Majesty's loyal agents, so that they will not disrupt the order of things. Yes, of course. That is only the right way of doing it. So next I think is gonna be Sycamon and Asturian. And I'll come back for the River Federation. River Federation, you can just hide out over here and do your own thing for now. You can keep your peace for the moment. Alright, alright. You do that. And call all them. Go, my troops. Go! Alright, that shouldn't take too long. Then I'll turn around, I'll deal with the mainland part of Asturias first. That'll give me an easier border to be able to attack them. And then I'll use their thing to get to the rest of Asturian, take their mainland, then start naval invasions. That is the plan. The Puppet Parliament. As the doors opened to the Parliament chamber, the speaker looked towards it and sighed slowly, knowing what would happen now. I yield my time to the most honorable representative of Her Imperial Majesty, he said, ending his speech without any fuss. Thank you, Representative, the uniformed pony said as he stepped up to the speaker's pulpit. Greetings, honorable representatives of the Parliament Federation. Her Majesty the Empress has paid close attention to the proceedings of the last week, and on her behest, I am here to inform you of her advisement for the Assembly. A low murmur, what should go down? What do you think? I don't know. Filled the room as the pony took out a paper from inside his jacket and placed it on the counter. In regards to the matter of the reformed curriculum, Her Majesty cannot assent to it. In regard to the issue regarding taxation of land purchases, Her Majesty cannot assent to it. In regards to the matter in the back row, one of the FHP representatives leaned back and took his notebook, carefully drawing a dozen lines vertically and as well as horizontally on it, before putting an X in the middle square and handing it to the representative to his left. After a few seconds, the other representative put a circle in another square. One would have thought that playing knots and crosses during a parliament session would be cause for a minor scandal, or at least reproach from the party leader, but these days who cared? Her Majesty cannot to assent to it echoed in their heads all day long. What do you reckon was the last thing she assented to? The first MP asked for a while, his colleague looking up at the ceiling as he pondered. That dumb thing about a tulip day, he asked after a while. Probably. It's your move. What are we even doing here? To show democracy in action. I don't know. Pony settlement proliferation. The fidelity, largesse of grace, mirth, and rectitude of Her Majesty's loyal ponies make them the most faithful friends a monarch can ask for. By rewarding Aquileia's faithful equines with land in the new territories, they'll be able to spread these new virtues to her neighbors and show our new subjects that if ponies can be so honored, they can too. Yes, of course. Just keep pushing them. We gotta take them down. Alright, no, stay there, please. Stop trying to push, please. You do that, you do that, you do that. You do that. Good, good, good. You guys just hold those spots so that they can't move at all? Nope. You just push forward. There we go. good. Throw you back on there. And let's unite the Riverlands. Except it's not really the Riverlands, but you know. Look, this is the United Principalities of the Riverlands. Just ignore the fact that it has none of the territory of the Riverlands. Just ignore that. That's not a big deal, okay? It's just not a big deal, okay? Just don't worry about that fact. It's a very, very minor and unimportant fact that we don't actually even own what we are saying we own, basically. So yeah, just ignore that. Just ignore that. It's not a big deal. It's not a worry, okay? It's just not something you should worry about. On the farm, the cart rumbled along the dusty roads near D. Veluche, an old one, loaded up to the brim with tools and furniture, with a pony family of 4 walking with it. A veteran, his wife, and their foals. Granted, it had not been that long a trip from Aquileia. Ever since the railroad had made its way through the Griffonia, it too had tied the land together. But though there was still a way to go before they arrived, the Griff King to one side and endless fields to the other side. One of the foals piped up. "Are we there yet?" "Just a little more, dear," the mother replied, looking at a huge map with a big X marked on it. They turned a corner, coming face to face with a small homestead. The father looked up at the farmhouse, then to the map, and back to the farmhouse. This should be the place. The mother looked at the house before turning to the barn. "No, this can't be. It's too big." One of the foals walked up to the door, spotting a note pinned on the door. She read out loud, "To the brave veteran who fought for the crown." She turned back towards her parents. They were smiling, tears forming at the edge of their eyes. A new beginning. Aw. Yay. I like that we're helping our veterans specifically. That's nice of us. Let's not, like, you know, just murder them or something. I don't know. I don't know, why would we do that? Let's do you, and then we're gonna... Oh, wow. We're using all the political power right now. The Army Gloriosus. Aquileia's great army marches across the continent, its enemies falling for it like grass before the scythe. All who serve in it shall be given their due rewards. For what could be greater than a fighting for the highest beacon of civilization and culture in the world? Glory to the people of our nation! But I think this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And, as always, peace.